Described as hospitals for the mind, libraries can open doors to new worlds and new possibilities. But councils up and down the country are closing those doors. And within the warm solitude of quiet reading spaces, outside, dozens of libraries are facing noisy protests and campaigns. Swindon in Wiltshire is in danger of losing 11 out of 15 local libraries, and residents are demanding the closures to stop.
I do feel for the local councils who aren't allowed to run a deficit and don't have enough money to run their statutory services on.
What can they do to change this problem?
Well, I've suggested to Swindon Borough Council that they go back to central government and tell them that they can't meet their legal obligations with the budget they've been given.
Around 350 libraries have closed in the past few years, with 100 more to follow in the coming months. So as book borrowing habits of the public are decreasing every single year, is this because of the libraries actually closing and the council's budget cuts, or simply down to the changing social habits of the public?
Whatever the answer, libraries have had to transform, developing into a more versatile role in recent years. But it isn't enough. Many are still faced with funding cuts, changes to opening hours. 8,000 jobs have disappeared, while over 15,000 volunteers have started working in libraries around the UK. But this too presents a problem.
They aren't under contract. They don't have to show up. There's a lot of expense involved if the council withdraws its funding. A lot of expense. Just imagine it. You've got health and safety, you've got insurance, you've got eventually down the line probably building maintenance. It's not just sort of standing there pretending to be a librarian and stamping a book. No, it's not. It makes me very cross. Makes me very cross indeed.
Meanwhile, in London, the people of Lambeth have had the doors of another library permanently closed.
Lambeth says it needs to make cuts, but it could have made all the cuts it wanted and kept all 10 libraries going if a trust was formed by the library managers. Everyone supports that plan. Lambeth would not even look at it. They wouldn't even look at it. So they're just being stupid.
But with sales of over 550 million e-books last year, is it just a sign of the times?
It isn't just about borrowing books, it's about a space for people to feel safe. It's a space where people bring their small children, where they make contact with other parents, where they come and get advice. It's a huge service that benefits some of the most vulnerable people in our society.
With the security for closed libraries costing up to 3 times more than daily running costs, it's easy to see why tensions are high. And from Swindon to South London, as libraries continue to close, this social funding conundrum sees no sign of any resolution. Martin Andrews, RTUK, London.